Hello everyone, welcome to our channel of Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School. My name is Kajal Kulkarni and I am going to teach grade 5 SST. Now in our last episode we had seen all about World War I. What happened in World War I and in which year? It started in 1914, and in that World War I many millions of people had to, or soldiers had to give away their lives. They were killed and many were injured. Due to this, a lot of destruction was there in all the areas. And from where it started? It started from Europe, right? It started from Europe, and for what reason it started? Because it was industrially developed and the other nations were jealous of that. So they started a war with Europe, right? And then it went on spreading. And then next what happened? Due to that war, the people, means there was a deficiency, means there was a shortage of food, not deficiency, there was a shortage of food all over the world. After few years of peace, then the Second World War started, and that was really very dangerous, and that caused a lot of destruction, lot of damage, more than the First World War. This Second World War lasted for 6 years. It started from 1939 and continued till, ended till 1945. Now to stop this war, the USA dropped the atomic bomb on Japan, and the cities of Japan, that is Hiroshima and Nagasaki, were totally destroyed. Then to stop all this, there was a need of, someone was needed to solve the problems. So who was that? The United Nations. There was a formation of United Nations, and in this UN, few countries or few nations came together to find out the solutions to stop this war or to prevent the wars in future. So this United Nation was born in the year 1949, and in this United Nation few set of rules were set, and those set of rules were called as Charter of the United Nations. Where these rules and regulations, means where they sat and where they discussed all this point? In San Francisco at USA. 50 member countries had signed the rules and regulations on 24th of October 1945, and today at present 193 nations are the members of the United Nations. Then what was the aim of the United Nations? The main aim of the United Nations was that there should be international peace, means one nation should there should be peace all over the world. International means all over the world. There should not be any fight or any problem against them. Then if suppose there was still few disputes, then the two nations had to come in the United Nations and they had to solve sitting together peacefully. Then if still the thing is not solved and the United Nations feels like there may be wars, so they send the military force, which were called as peacekeeping force, to prevent the war. Next, the aim was to develop friendly relation between the countries, between two nations or between all the nations, to encourage respect for human rights and the freedom of all the people, that in the nation there should be there should be similar rights for all the people, and the people should be respected. They are we should respect their thinking, whatever the culture, custom, whatever it may be, it should be respected. Then to achieve international cooperation in solving economic and social problems. In this point, it is said that when the richer country, a richer country is a developed country. So that richer country should help a poorer country which is developing. Okay. So those, if the richer country will help the poorer country, it will help to improve the living or to improve the economic of the poorer country, and due to this what will happen, the education will also improve in that poorer country, and when education improves, what happens, the country is really means we can say the country has started developing. Next, to fight the disease and preserve the environment. To fight the disease means, if suppose there is any problem in any of the nation, so how to help that nation. So all these nations, they give their support to that nation and to keep the environment safe. Next, the principles of United Nations. So what were the principles of United Nations? That all country members, however, means they all were equal, even though a richer country and a poorer country had equal rights in United Nations. They also, even the poorer country can put forth their ideas when there is any problem. All countries that are the members of the UN should obey the charter, which is the rules passed by the United Nations. The countries must try to settle out the disputes amongst themselves by peaceful methods. The United Nations doesn't interfere in any of the domestic affairs. If suppose there are some fights going on in one nation, so among the people of the same nation, then United Nations will not interfere in that domestic affair of the country. Then the structure of the United Nations. Structure means the organs, the body parts of United Nations. So there are 6 organs of United Nations. The first one is the General Assembly, the second one the Security Council, third one the Secretariat, fourth the Economic and Social Council, fifth the International Court of Justice, and sixth the Trusteeship Council. These are the 6 organs of United Nations. So we will now study in deep that what are the the body structures, the bodies of United Nations in deep. First one is the General Assembly. So this General Assembly is the main organ of United Nations. Main organ, why? Because all the 193 members are the member of this General Assembly. All the 193 member countries are made, means this General Assembly is made by these members. Okay, so it is the main part. If these members are only not there, then what is the use of the General Assembly, right? So this 193 member countries are forming this General Assembly, and each country has a right to vote only one. Means if suppose from our country, from India, we have two people have visited, have gone to United Nations building, and some meeting is there. Every 1 year there is a meeting. So in that meeting, 2 persons from India or 2 representatives from India have visited. So that those 2 are not having the right to vote. Only one representative can vote at a time. It meets every year. So this meeting is held every year, and each country has only one voting right. Discussions of all actions of the United Nations are held in the General Assembly. If suppose in that 1 year many points have come forward, so all those points are discussed in this General Assembly. Every member country can put forth the ideas and opinions. Now suppose 193 countries are the member of this General Assembly. So just imagine so many intelligent brains are sitting in that assembly. So all may be having different ideas and different opinions. So all are having the similar rights to put forth their ideas and discuss with their opinions, their ideas to put forth. And if suppose that they liked what Indian representative has given the idea, so they will implement on that idea. Based on the discussions, decisions are taken on that action and on what action should be taken. Now after that discussions, the decision is taken that what action, what really action should be taken to solve if there is any problem. Members decide routine matters with a simple majority vote. Now how, suppose there is a talk, and in that talk 50 members are saying that we are ready with this suggestion, and the 50 remaining members, means 50% members, are not agreeing with the point. Then what is the conclusion? Again they have to do the voting, means they do the voting for that. Okay. So in that voting they check that if suppose 100% means 100 countries are ready to with the point which we have decided, then they go on with that same plan. Okay. They don't check if 93 nations are not ready, or if suppose 50 are not ready. So they will consider the majority vote. Okay. What majority people are ready with, they will go with that. However, it is not compulsory for the member nations to follow the recommendations of the General Assembly. Now suppose some point, that is means upon which the discussion was going on and some decision is being taken. So it is not compulsory for that nation, for that member nation to follow that what is recommended by the General Assembly. It is not compulsory. Then the second part or the second body is the Security Council. The Security Council is the most powerful organ of the United Nations. It is responsible for maintaining international peace and for restoring peace if a war breaks out. The Council meets whenever there is a threat to peace. It may also meet if a nation has a complaint against another nation. All the member countries have to accept its decision. The Security Council has 15 members. 5 of them have permanent seats. These are the United States of America, United Kingdom, France, Russia and China. These permanent members have the power to veto or overrule any majority resolutions. The other 10 members are elected each for 2 years. See students, you have to remember all this, what this Security Council is doing. Now this Security Council is the most powerful organ of the United Nations. General Assembly was the main organ, because why? Those 193 member countries made that General Assembly, formed that General Assembly. But the Security Council, this was the powerful organ, means all the authorities were with this part of the organization. This part, Security Council, was having all the powers. So it was responsible for maintaining international peace and for restoring peace if a war breaks out. So this part, this organ, this body was responsible, means it was watching that it should maintain the nations, all the nations of the world should have international peace, means everywhere there should be peace, and check that there is no breakout of war anywhere. they will definitely interfere if they find any such thing that two nations are having a fight. So these United Nations will definitely interfere in this point. The council meets, these members, these country members, they meet whenever there is a threat of peace, means whenever they find that there may be a war between these two countries. So they immediately have their meeting, they immediately arrange with the meeting. It may also meet if a nation has a complaint against another nation. If suppose two nations are complaining, they both are having complaint for each other. So in that situation also, this Security Council, they organize a meeting between these two nations. All the member countries have to accept its decision. It is compulsory that all the members, 193 members, if suppose India or Pakistan, India is a member, Pakistan is a member, if they are having some problem and they are approaching United, means immediately they interfere in between, and whatever decisions these United UN are taking, the members, this permanent members, if whatever message or whatever decision they are taking, these countries have to follow them. Why? Because they are very strong countries. Now which are these countries which are really very strong? This Security Council has 5 countries or 5 members as the permanent members, and they are having the permanent, means they are we cannot change these members. The United Nations, the main members of the United Nations are the 5 countries, and they are United States of America, that is USA, United Kingdom, that is UK, France, Russia and China. These 5 countries are really very powerful. They are financially very strong. They are very strong in means of arms and ammunitions, right? So these countries are the permanent members of United Nations. Okay, the Security Council has 15 members. There are 15 members. Out of these 15, the 5 are these 5 like United Nations, United States of America, United Kingdom, France, Russia and China. These 5 countries are the permanent, and the next 10 countries are means there is a voting every 2 years, means these countries keep on changing, these 10 members keep on changing every 2 years. But the 5 permanent are United Nations, USA, UK, France, Russia and China. Then they are having a power to, means they can overrule whatever decision, means suppose the countries are not listening. So these 5 countries are having the power to overrule with them. See, when in Afghanistan there was a lot of problem, so American military was always there present in Afghanistan. So they can send their military anytime when you don't listen or you don't follow the set of rules what they have told, what they have passed. Okay, so this Security Council is the very powerful organ of the United Nations. Then comes the Secretariat. Now what is the work of the Secretariat? The people who work in the United Nations, that is the staff members, form the Secretariat. It carries out the day-to-day work of the UN. The head of the Secretariat is the Secretary General. He or she carries out the decision of the Security Council as it is, and is a powerful person. Now who is this Secretariat? Means not Secretariat, it is a organ, body, where the people who are working in United Nations, the people who are part of United Nations, they vote for some person, a powerful person, a very intelligent person, and they vote, and means majority is seen, and that person is elected as the Secretary of the Secretary General of United Nations. Okay, that person has to carry out the day to day, means has to look after the day to day work of the United Nations, and he or she, whoever is elected, has to take the decision of the Security Council. And why? See, he or she is a so powerful person that he can really decide what is to be done. Okay, when the Security Council are passing some decision, he has to see that whether it is done correctly or there are some problem in it. So who is this? Today we are having Antonio Guterres, the current Secretary General of the United Nations. He is the Secretary General of the United Nations. He looks after the day to day work of the United Nations, and also if there is any problem, if the Security Council are passing some decision, he is the one who goes through with all these points carefully and then gives the green signal that yes, it is okay, whatever decision is taken is okay. So he is the one, Antonio Guterres. He is the Secretary General of the United Nations. The Secretary General is chosen for 5 years by the General Assembly. Now, who is this? Who is the part of the General Assembly? All the 193 country members, right? So, these people, they vote for, there are few, like we have elections, right? So, in our area, suppose 2% or 5% have stood for election. So, what we do, we give a vote, right? So, from that anyone is elected. So, similarly here also they choose few members, and then there is an election, there is a vote system, and in that any one member is selected, and this Secretary General is selected or is chosen for 5 years. Okay, he is the Secretary General. He or she is the Secretary General for 5 years. The present Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, assumed the post on 1st January 2017. He started, means he took over the charge from 1st January 2017. Next, the next body is the Economic and Social Council. The short form of that is ECOSOC. The Economic and Social Council works under the General Assembly. It looks after those programs of the UN which provide help to developing nations. It also looks after the programs related to education, health and culture. It looks after the work of several agencies that work for the poor and needy. Now, what is the work of Economic and Social Council? Social, it itself tells us the meaning, right? Social. Now, what is the work? The Economic and Social Council, they are working under the General Assembly. General Assembly means those 193 nations. So, they are working under the General Assembly, and this body looks after the programs of the United Nations which are started for the developing of the nation or to help program means related to, see, United Nations have so many organs, bodies, so they all are having different work. So this Economic and Social Council has the work to look after the programs that are organized for related to education, health and culture. Okay, so they look after all these points, and also they have to work with several agencies. They alone cannot handle. Now education, to look after the education of all over the world, it is very difficult to handle by one body. So they have a separate agencies. So they take care of all these and they go and help the poor and needy, and wherever there is a need of, means there is a lack of education. So these ECOSOC looks after the programs of the United Nations. Next, the special agencies. Now these, as I told, ECOSOC, they have the agencies, right? So we will see about the agencies. What are these special agencies? Much of the work of the UN is carried out by special agencies. They deal with food aid, health, education, environment and agriculture. Member countries pay for the work of these agencies. The richer a nation is, the more it pays. Let us look at the aims and programs of some of these agencies. Now, these agencies, they work for the United Nations, right? And they deal with food aid, health and education, environment and agriculture. Like if suppose in some nation there is a problem of agriculture, so these agencies come and guide for agriculture, related to agriculture. If there is a problem in education, so these agencies come and guide for education. Okay, so many streams are there, like food aid, health, education, environment and agriculture. So they look after all these, and they are, these special agencies are being paid. We have to pay them. And who is paying? All the member nations are paying to these special agencies. The richer nation pays more than the poorer. They also pay, but they pay lesser than what the richer nation pays. So what is the main aim and programs of these agencies? They have bifurcated all those agencies and all those points. Now students, due to the breakout of corona, right? Now as it is mentioned here, the richer a nation is, the more it pays. In America, even there it was huge, you can say, lot of destruction. Many people were staying, or they left in they lived in their house. So due to that they were not having proper source of income. So the government of United Nations, the government of USA, they provided free of cost with the ration of one family, means everything, whatever the family needs to survive, everything was provided by the government of USA. And if suppose the people are not having money, suppose all the food items and everything is there, but money is not there. So in that case, the government was also providing money. The amount was deposited in the account of the people. So in this way, the government helps the people of America, means the USA people were helped by the government. So who helped it? These agencies were coming forward and these agencies were guiding. So why they are paid? Just for this sake, that they are paying to the agencies. Now the next part we will see in our next episode. So do read the chapter and do read the next part of the chapter. Till then, thank you.